Welcome back. I am Collins Trott, Child Development Faculty on the Wallace Community College Dothan campus. In this episode, we are going to be learning about the Science Center. This episode describes the importance of the Science Center. We will also discuss how a well set up Science Center can promote a child's development in many domains, including social, emotional, cognitive, language, and creativity. So, join me, Miss Trott, as we learn all about the Science Center. Of all of the activities in the early childhood classroom, few illustrate quite as vividly as does science the idea that young children acquire knowledge through self-discovery. Science, in fact, means investigation as far as young children are concerned. It is less about plants and animals or weather and water than it is about finding out. How do preschool children find out about the world around them? Not through reading, not through viewing a video, not through listening to the teacher. Those are methods that somewhat older children may find helpful, but preschoolers learn most appropriately about their environment by interacting physically with the objects within it. It is a hands-on discovery approach that involves investigation with their five senses. In other words, for young children, science is a process of finding out, and they do it through exploratory play. The self-directed learning environment you have provided is the perfect setup for preschool children to become scientific explorers. Children can learn about day and night skies in the Dramatic Play Center's pretend camping area, or find out why some things sink and some things float at the water table, or explore motion with cars and ramps in the Block Center. Children are born scientific explorers. From the moment they come into the world, they use their senses to try out everything they come into contact with. It is in science that we can capitalize on children's natural inclinations to learn about their world by involving them in scientific inquiry while they are trying to figure out how the world works. Children are naturally inclined to explore their surroundings, but they depend on us to give them a rich environment for inquiry and to develop their discoveries into a growing understanding of how science works. The appropriate practices curriculum can lead your youngsters to successful scientific investigation of their environments. If it taps into their natural mode of sensory exploration, and if it provides them with the opportunities and the tools to explore fascinating objects with each of their senses. To be successful in enticing all of the children into the Science Center, you should set it up based on topics of real interest to them. You should make science personal. Focus the children's scientific explorations on themselves and their nearby world, and you will attract their attention and interest. One of the shelves in your Science Center should contain a collection of picture books on the topics you are investigating. As new topics emerge during the year, additional books will be added. The books can be storybooks you will be reading to the children, as well as illustrated information books for yourself and for the children to look at. You will be stocking your Science Center with all kinds of tools for investigating things, for measuring things, for containing things, for collecting things, for recording things. The center itself will need shelves for containing the tools you will be using, a bookcase or shelves for the books, display space for collections on shelves or countertops, workspace on a table, space for an aquarium, a terrarium, an ant farm, or animal homes for gerbils or guinea pigs, and soil and containers for growing seeds and cuttings. All of the items in the Science Center will be marked with illustrated labels for easy identification by the children. Although it is true that young children learn science concepts through self-discovery, the teacher's role is nevertheless a crucial one. Self-discovery could hardly take place if the teacher was not deeply involved in setting up the Science Center so that children can use it easily in their investigations, listening carefully to children's comments and questions to help decide what direction the children's explorations might take, trying to arouse children's curiosity in the world around them by bringing into the Science Center intriguing objects, displays of natural beauty, appropriate books, guessing games about science, objects, animals, insects, birds, and fish, assisting children in exploring with all five senses, helping children use the scientific method, extending science opportunities in the new direction whenever appropriate, making science interesting to young children by making it personal, helping children record and document their results, and being an exploring behavior model. Now, let's review what we've learned. Science means investigation as far as young children are concerned. It is less about plants and animals or weather and water than it is about finding out. It is a hands-on discovery approach that involves investigation with their five senses. Science activities can impact children's development in all domain areas. In setting up the Science Center, teachers must stock Science Center with tools for investigating things, supply a collection of books on topics to be investigated, and have space for an aquarium, terrarium, and other animal homes. The teacher's role is to set the center up in the first place with appropriate materials for the children's easy selection and return. Then they need to observe individual children to determine at what level they are interacting with materials in order to support their further development. That wraps us up for this episode. You can learn more about this topic by reviewing the resources posted in your course. As always, if you have any questions, please contact me or your instructor. Thanks for joining me, Miss Trott, as we learn all about the Science Center. See you next time.